Ladies and gentlemen, we actually might have read the best Wheel of Time book. Period, man. Like, even like future books, this actually might not be. You can't beat this, man. Can you? Like, yo, this book was insane. Let's just hype up the book later and let's just get started straight away into this review, okay? So, in this part 6, we will be covering chapter 48 to 58. And there's a lot to talk about, even though there's only 10 chapters to cover. There's a lot to digest in this part. Okay, so we start off with Aviendha and Rand still going at each other, man. Like every single day, Aviendha is on Rand, man. She's on him, man, because apparently Aviendha thinks that Rand is checking out Isandre, like the girl that's with the peddler, I think. And even though Rand's not, Aviendha just like continuously humiliating Rand. She's like, what's that called now? What's that called? She's too soft. Like, Elaine is not soft. You should go for Elaine, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, Rand is kind of having enough of this. I think it's kind of getting annoying to Rand to deal with Aviendha continuously on him, like every single day. We also know that Aviendha has been teaching Rand the Aiel customs. There's a lot of customs there, but the main custom that kind of like stood out to me in this part was how even if a guy is like a clan chief, he can't own the land. The land is owned by his wife or something. And same thing happens when someone gets married. The house belongs to the girl, even though, I don't know, I feel like it's complicated. It's very complicated. They're called roof mistresses. So like, for example, if you want to go into a specific city or land, you have to ask. You know, it's like when you enter someone's house, you have to ask permission to enter the house. Same thing with lands. So it's quite interesting, very, very interesting how Mr. Jordan came up with this scenario. So, interesting. But it just, again, shows you how freaking dominant women are in this book, man, which is awesome to see, you know? I wouldn't say dominant. I would just say they are very, very respected, especially in the Aiel culture. They're very respected. I don't see any disrespect towards men, unlike what's it called in Emond's Field, how they were just like disrespecting men, like when they have the women's circle. At least here, they just are more respected, and they live by the tradition. So that's cool to see. Now, we also know that Aviendha has been practicing to channel with the wise ones. Rand's been seeing her produce fire, so on. So Aviendha is on the process, but also Egwene, in the other hand, is progressing a bit too fast, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Egwene is, like, I don't know, man, she has them Aes Sedai qualities now, man, she's starting to get them. Like, Rand does not trust Egwene like he used to, just because Egwene is more Aes Sedai-like nowadays, so it's very interesting to see. We will talk more about Egwene in a bit. Let's just move on a bit. Now, we know that Mat has taken interest to Isandra. She is described to be a very pretty girl, and you know, Mat, when he sees pretty girls, he goes pretty insane. So yeah, Mat's been seeing, you know, mingling with Isandra. Now, remember the fat lady, what's the name again? Kael? This lady saw Isandra and Mat just having a good time. She comes up to Mat, she's like, oh, you want her? I can give you her for 1 gold mark. Yo, what the? Nah. This lady is insane. I think we get to find out who she is at the end. I'm not sure, but still, that's insane. That disrespect. Holy, I've never seen disrespect like that. You're selling off a human being for like a piece of coin. Anyway, so currently everyone is on their way to Cold Rock's Hold. This is apparently Leanne's. She is the roof mistress of Cold Rock's Hold, so she is also a wife to Ruach. Now, everyone was kind of taken by surprise when they found out that Ruach has 2 wives. So Amys is one of the wives, which we already know, and Leanne is also another wife. The thing is, even though Ruach is Leanne's husband, he still needs permission to enter the land every single time. But like I said, Leanne, like, you know, she's like, obviously you're my husband, I'm gonna give you away, blah blah blah. Every single leader has to ask permission to bring their clan in, so that's what they did. Now, remember this guy Couladin? By the way, guys, if I said this guy's name as Couladin in the last few parts, my bad. I don't know where I got Couladin from, but yeah, it's Couladin now. Now, the way Couladin asked Leanne if he can join or if he can get into Cold Rock's Hold, he pretty much asked as if he is the clan leader. Now, the Shido do not have a clan leader. I think their clan leader got killed. So, and plus the way he asked him was a bit rude. So it was very insulting towards Leon. And the way that Leon accepted him, she accepted Couladin as a beggar, which is humiliating, man, according to Aviendha. So it's pretty mad. And then Rand also had to ask permission because he is known as the Khan. I'm just gonna say the Dragon Reborn, man. Khan. No, I'm not gonna try saying that, man. So yeah, Rand, the way he asked to get in was very Wetlander-like. You know, he was bowing. You know, he was doing all the smooth kind of things where you do in the normal world. And yeah, so he also got welcome because he is the Dragon Reborn, or he who comes with the dawn. So yeah, that kind of pissed off Couladin a lot because, you know, he's not looking too good right now. And plus, like, everyone did mention to Rand that you should keep an eye on Couladin. He might be trouble, but then Rand was like, the only trouble for me is Lanfear and Moraine. Like, even though in this part multiple times Moraine had like told Rand that I will be at your side no matter what. But then she was very still shifty with her words. She didn't say I will help you openly. She said I will do whatever it takes for you to fulfill your destiny. Like she was very practical with her words. She was not like, even like when I read like listened to the words, it didn't mean anything. Like I said, Sedai say a lot of things that are kind of weird. So I get where Rand's coming from, but at the same time, I think Moraine is sincere, man. Like, this is the first time I'm saying this. First ever time I'm saying this about Moraine. I think she's sincere now, man. I think something about that trip to Ruiden changed her. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, man. I also want to talk about how, I think Matt or Rand said something a bit you're not meant to say in the Isle culture. And then everyone, like, Ruach and the Wise Ones, they told off Aviendha, apparently because Aviendha was not doing her job properly. And Rand actually defended Aviendha. And even in his mind, he was like, what am I doing? But he actually defended Aviendha. She's like, Aviendha has been a very good teacher to me. I feel like, you know, she's taught me a lot. I think she should stay as my teacher. That's what Rand said. He literally defended Aviendha. And Aviendha did not she was very embarrassed she continuously gets embarrassed, and she does not like Rand because he is the reason why she has to do a lot of extra work. And like I said, man, these wise ones, I think they're a bit too tough on Aviendha, man. Like, I get being a wise one is probably hard. It's probably like the same thing as becoming an Aes Sedai, but still, man, I feel like they're picking on her. Anyway, so once everyone actually meets up to have a proper discussion, everyone ends up giving Leon a gift because that's also another custom. Now, funny thing is, when Moraine gave her a gift, she refused. She was like, oh, you're the Aes Sedai, we used to serve you back in the days. Your presence itself is a gift. Like, it's weird, man. Like, I'm reading that and I'm like, okay, they must love Aes Sedai. But then when Moraine mentioned that there will be more Aes Sedai coming, they look like hezzy. They're like, nah. Nah, don't bring any more, man. We good. So I'm telling you, man, I swear these Isle people are just so confusing at times, man. Like, what do they truly want and what do they truly think, man? I think I'll find out more as we go on, so it'll be interesting. Another thing is Rand wants to go to Al-Kedal immediately, but then Ruach did say that, you know, you should be the last one to come for specific reasons, because, you know, if you don't come, then there'll be problems and blah blah blah. And they came to a conclusion that they will be getting there in 1 month. So now we know that Rand is stuck there for 1 month now. Moraine did also mention to Rand that when will you lead the spears again? What? Nah, that's weird, bro. I would expect her to say that to Matt, not Rand. I'm assuming that he would lead the Maidens of the Spear or something. That's the only logical thing that makes sense at the moment, because Rand does not use a spear. He uses a bow and like the one power pretty much. So that was a bit odd to see Moraine say that. I think he will lead the Maidens of the Spear. That's what I'm predicting, because later on we get to find out that he has like a honor guard full of Maidens of the Spear. So we can kind of see where that's going. So that's my prediction for the future. Now, Rand feels like Aviendha does not like him. So Rand decides to get her a gift. Now, Rand actually went to the Maiden's roof where it's like packed with Maidens of the Spears pretty much. So yeah, it was a bit weird, but they let him in, and then Rand was like, I want a gift to get to buy for Aviendha. Now, Rand just thought, you know, it's just a gift to show my appreciation. But every single maiden there was like, I see where this is going. You're trying to get in. You're trying to get in, mate. So yeah, they all think that Rand wants to court Aviendha. So like I said, they felt like it was like an honor for them to be a part of it. So there's this one specific Aiel, her name was Adolin, I think. Adolin, I'm not sure, but I think she was like the main one who kind of gave her the gift. So Rand got like a necklace and a bracelet. No, it wasn't a necklace, it was just a bracelet, I think. Yeah, it was a bracelet. So Rand got Aviendha a bracelet. Now when he gave Aviendha the bracelet and he gave the explanation, because Aviendha at first refused the bracelet, but then Rand was like, but the maiden said this and that, and then that's why Aviendha was like, oh, now you've done it, man. They think you're trying to date me or something, and now I can't refuse it because it will dishonor me. Ever since this moment, Aviendha's character changed. She became dead quiet after this. She does not talk anymore. So it's very interesting to see what will happen between these two. Like I'm predicting that Aviendha is going to be the third wife. I've been predicting that, so I can see that it's going to happen in the future. Hopefully I'm not wrong on that. And another thing is Aviendha actually apologized to Rand because apparently she was being a bit too mean, so she said sorry, which was very un-Aviendha-like. So Rand, he went to Amis and he was like, did you tell Aviendha to apologize to me? And she's like, nah. And then Rand was like, but I know that you sent Aviendha to spy on me. And then these wise ones, I'm telling you, but they're so shifty with their words as well. They're like, I think you don't know as much as you think you do. And then yeah, it's just so weird the way these. I don't trust Bear. I don't trust Bear. Bear in specific, even her name is like, who's called Bear, man? Like, come on, man. You have to be evil. What the hell, bro? I think the other one as well, Moraine. I don't trust her either, man. But I think Bear in specific, something's off with her, man. Something's off with her. So now, like, I think Rand knows that there's like some kind of trap or a spy that's onto him every single time, so he wants to kind of find out, man. But first he goes to sleep. He has a dream with what's it called, Elaine and Min and Aviendha, you know, very ooh la la way, you know what I mean? Which kind of upsets Lanfear, because Lanfear wants all that ooh la la, man. So Lanfear was not having it, man. Lanfear, you know, tries to get a little creepy, man, and then Rand refused, and then Lanfear literally bites him. God damn it, Lanfear, man. Just so she can mark him. It's like marking her territory as a bite. Hey man, that's like some new kind of roleplay that I've heard of, man. I wouldn't I'm not like, I'm not saying anything more, man. That's kind of crazy, bro. That's crazy. But this is where things get a little. So there was a man as well. The man was like, "Oh, you ruined the plan, blah blah blah. You're messing with the plan," and then everything just disappears. Like there was nothing building up anymore after that. So we get to later find out who that man was towards the end, but we will leave that towards the end, right? So this chapter was so freaking good, bro, because when Rand wakes up, he sensed that someone was in the room. Now initially I was like, oh shit, it's Lanfear, man. Lanfear's still there. So Rand immediately got up, man, weaved so much one power in airs. He literally wrapped that person up. He was about to crush her until it was Aviendha, man. It was Aviendha, and he almost killed Aviendha, which kind of it made him angry. He was like, "What are you doing here?" Like in his head, he was like, "I could have killed you," but he didn't want to express that emotions, you know. And yeah, like even I was kind of shocked to see Aviendha there, man. Like, what are you doing there, man? So yeah, it was actually wild, man. Aviendha was very, very scared, man. Very scared. Like, and Rand was very angry, man. Now Aviendha did kind of spill out that the wise ones are kind of spying on him in his dreams, and Aviendha was not meant to say that, but I think Rand kind of got that out of her. So like I said, man, I think Aviendha is different, man. She's helping Rand instead of doing her job properly. So I'm not sure why Aviendha even told her that. She even said that I don't even know what I'm doing here in the first place. Like, she was not meant to be there. So that's wild. Like, what the hell is going on? But now we know that dreams is a weakness to Rand, because he is kind of vulnerable and he doesn't know how to control the one power. Now this part was so freaking insane, bro, because Rand, he felt some darkness in the room, man. He was like to Aviendha, get behind me, got that flame sword out, got out of the corridor. Initially he saw a man kissing a woman on the floor, until the face revealed it was a Drakkar, man. A Drakkar. Yo, I completely forgot about that a Drakkar even existed, man. Bro, last time we saw Drakkar was like in book 1, man. It has been ages since we've seen a Drakkar, man. And this Drakkar killed, apparently this, like, it was like a Gaishin or some shit. It killed the lady. Bro, this Drakkar then went for Rand. And then Rand was about to be hypnotized by this Drakkar, but then he used the void to escape that and managed to kill the Drakkar. Apparently, according to Rand, it's easier to kill a Drakkar than a Fade, but then Drakkar are just more problematic to an ordinary person. Since Rand can, you know, escape all that stuff with the void, he's fine. So still, it was quite crazy to see a Drakkar, man. And then Aviendha went to check on that girl and she confirmed that she's dead. But it was not done because there was another Drakkar behind her, and Rand was like, get down, slashed a line of fire. Aviendha just went down in the nick of time. It took out the Drakkar, man. Like, bro. And then there was another Drakkar as well. 3 Drakkars in one night. Rand took care of it, but still 3 Drakkars in one night, man. Did someone give them up? I don't think so, because later onwards we get to find out that they were specifically after Rand. I'm not sure how they found them, because like I said, you barely see Trollocs and Drakkars in the Aiel Waste. And there was a lot of Trollocs and Drakkars here. And then Rand, like, he even like told Aviendha to wake everyone up, slammed the gong, and it was like a war. Literally, it was like a battle, man. It was like a battle. Everyone got out. Matt was in it as well. He was killing Trollocs here, there. Rand was going crazy as well, killing Drakkars and Trollocs. Everyone was out, the maidens are out, everyone. But still, man, just seeing a Drakkar for the first time is absolutely insane. Rand also said he doesn't want to put his Shufa on because he wants them to see that he's there. He doesn't want anyone else to get hurt because they are after him. So when the battle's finished, Rand decides they will leave in the first light. We also get to find out that the Shaido clan has already left towards Al-Qadal. We also get to find out that the Shaido's temporary new leader is called, her name is Savannah. I think she was the ex-wife of the ex-leader. So she is now currently the leader, and people are saying that she will now follow Couladin because she never had any proper feelings towards her last husband. So it's a bit messed up, man. It's messed up. And now everyone's making new customs. Rand was like, we gotta make new customs here. Rand even said that before. I'm gonna start a fight. I'm gonna make new customs. I'm gonna make new rules. So yeah, man, it's going crazy, man. So crazy. Okay, now we move on to Elaine, Nynaeve, and Egayanen's story, bro. Like, yo, Egayanen, she is growing on me a lot, bro. I really like Egayanen. I am like, yo, I'm rooting for a redemption arc for her, bro. I want her to redeem herself. I think she kind of is on the way. She's getting there, but we'll talk about her a bit later, man. So yeah, Nynaeve, Egayanen, and Elaine, they have been catching up a lot recently, man. Egayanen just wants to learn more about the Aes Sedai, just to understand that how, you know, the Suldams can channel. Like it never made sense to her, because every single time that Sean Chan people find out people who can channel, they just straight away get them, put the collar on them, and that's it. They're Adamas, man. Not Adamas, man. What the hell are they called again? Damane, right? So anyone who can channel pretty much becomes a Damane. Until Bael Dorman comes in, he was going to give them an update about the Black Arges and all that, and when he sees freaking Egayanen, man, yo. It was like, you. And then Egayanen was like, you? And yo, Egayanen just went from 0 to 100, bro. She just leaped at Bael Dorman, bro. She went crazy, bro. Threw a right hook. Bael Dorman blocked the right hook, man. Smashed to the ground, man. They were going at each other. At the end, Bael Dorman did have the last laugh. He got her trapped. And then Nynaeve and Elaine was... They were confused, man. I think they both kind of wanted to defend Egayanen, especially Nynaeve. No, Nynaeve had taken a big liking to Egayanen, man, until Bael Dorman reveals that she is a Sean Chan, and that breaks Nynaeve, man, because Nynaeve in specific really liked Egayanen, man. And yeah, Nynaeve just went off at Egayanen. She just went off. She's like, you Sean Chan, you were trying to here just to get that collar on us, weren't you now? They also kind of came into a conclusion that, you know, Egayanen is not a dark friend. We know that Sean Chan just have their own reasons. I don't think barely of them are dark friends. So Egayanen, we can safely confirm that she is not a dark friend, even by the reaction that she had when they did mention the dark friends. She was not for it, man. Anyway, so Tom, Durin, and Beldurman, they all came in to give reports that they found black archers in the Panax palace. And when they also found out that Egeanen is Seanchan, they all were like, oh shit. So, but then at the same time, no one really went against it like that crazies, you know. So anyway, Egeanen is completely binded because Nynaeve just doesn't trust her. I feel like Elaine has a soft spot for Egeanen, and Egeanen could see that. She was like, I think you like me, but she doesn't. But then, like, we know that Nynaeve deep inside does like Egeanen. So anyway, so Nynaeve decides to go into the world of dreams to meet up with Egwene. Now, when she meets up with Egwene, she meets up with the Wise Ones as well. And then they were just giving each other updates, you know, what's happening at Cold Rock's Hold, what happened with the Drakars. Nynaeve also tells them about, you know, the stuff that they're trying to find that might be a danger to Rand. They're just sharing information. Until Nynaeve asked that if she could, you know, get into the Panax mind, like she wants to get in her dream. But then it was also stated that if you want to go into someone else's dream, you have no control. That person who is dreaming has full control. So this is like some Inception shit, man. So the Wise Ones also told Nynaeve that if you really want to get answers, just, try to get in the depth of need. Whatever you need, just really go deep inside it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You just have to have that need to get your answers. So immediately Nynaeve took herself to the palace of the Panax, Amathera's palace, and for her, the need was Rand's protection, right? So everything, every single place she went to, first, obviously, Amathera was there. She saw that Amathera is being tortured by this black archer called Temail. Yo, this Temail girl is disgusting, man. So evil, man. She also gets to find out, through Birgit, that Mogadin was the lady who messed up with Egwene and Elaine, making them give answers. Just like that, bro. I don't think she completely remembers though, but that's how she found out. Now Birgit, I don't know what she's doing, man. She's meeting with Egwene here and there. She also had this guy. I forgot the guy's name. I think it was like Gail or some shit. I don't know. So Birgit said that she can't really help her because I think she had like this deal with Mogadin and it may not be too good. So that's why she can't really join her. So yeah. Then after that, Nynaeve took herself to Mogadin again. She sees that she is currently scouting the Dark Ones, like one of his seal is in the palace. And also the thing that may be dangerous to Rand is actually just like an adame. Like, it was, instead of steel collars and a steel collar, this was more like jewelry. It was a bracelet and a necklace, but specifically for men. So, very interesting to see that it's designed like that. Like, why is it designed like that? One person in the comment told me last week that Adame is for females, and what if for the male version it's Eve? I found that, by the way, I don't know if that's a spoiler. If it's not, then it's quite interesting, but if it is, it is what it is, man. I still found it quite interesting. After the dreams ended, everyone decided, including Egeanen, and Tom and so on, right? That they would sneak into the palace, steal the bracelets, the necklace, and the Dark One seal. All three of them they must take. So that's their plan for the future. Now, we get some Perrin, man. Like, yo, these Perrin chapters are so good, man. Oh my days. Anyway, so we start off with Perrin, obviously, in the Wine Spring Inn. Now, he has been told that there has been an injured person coming in to Emond's Field. This person was literally dying, man. Like, as soon as he got there, he was like, oh, we're coming to... He was trying to bring out the last words, but nah, he died on the spot. And no one, even me, I just didn't know what that he meant. But that's okay, because we later find out what this man was trying to say. Another person told Perrin that apparently there's like some shapes moving into the forest, man. Everyone thought it was a Trolloc, but nah, man, it's Loial, man. Loial made it back. So Loial did manage to close the way gate with the help of Gol. Gol is really injured right now. Now, this part's weird, bro. I thought Bane and Chiad hated Gol. But then when Gol came back, both of them are like all over him, especially Chiad, bro. We later find out that Chiad is, I'm assuming, in love with him now. Even though that they have blood feuds with their clans or family. Like, I don't know what's going on, man. Chiad and Gol are now... There might be a thing, man. That's kind of weird, bro. But yeah, a big information that Gol and Loyal brought was that there are over 2,000 Trollocs in Emond's Field right now. And that's a lot to hold up against. It's not enough. Like, it's too much. It's way too much. But then Mr. Lord Luke came a bit later, and he was like, nah, trust me, man, it's under 1,000. He was showing off. He was like, what's it called? I don't know. He bagged up a bunch of Trollocs' head, a few Myrtle's head as well. He was like, come on, man. He's bringing in proof so people can trust him and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what this guy's deal is, bro. I think we later get to find out that he is Slayer. But that's not confirmed yet. I don't know if it is completely confirmed. It just doesn't make sense for him to be Slayer and Lord Luke at the same time. Because Slayer, he looks like Lan. And Lord Luke looks like some lord from some lordly country, bro. So I don't know what this guy's deal is, man. Like, one guy says 2,000, he's like, nah, trust me, it's 1,000. Like, but regardless, it gets confirmed when Perrin goes into the wolf dream, because he then sees all the Trolloc camps. He can confirm that it is more than 2,000, in fact. And then he also fights with Slayer in the dream, and he manages to shoot an arrow in Slayer's chest. And when he eventually woke up, he heard that Luke had apparently ran away because something happened to his chest. Like, it correlates, I understand, but it's not confirmed yet, and there's no connection, and there's no link between anything. So all that stuff between Luke and Slayer just makes absolutely no sense to me, man. By the way, I want to talk about one thing in Perrin's dream. One specific thing about Egwene that stood out was how she was standing over Egwene and Nynaeve. They were both bowing to Egwene. Now, this almost confirms that Egwene will be the next Amyrlin seat. It has to. Like, why would you bow? Like, especially Nynaeve. I'd never see Nynaeve bowing to freaking Egwene, bro. That's just, it seems wrong. But the only reason why she would bow is if Egwene is the Amyrlin seat. So that's my prediction. I think I'm pretty confident as well that Egwene is going to be the next Amyrlin seat. But yeah, like, after Perrin saw how many Trollocs there are, he's like, I have to send Faile away. That's the only thing he cares about right now, is Faile's safety, because he knows that they're gonna lose. There's just too many Trollocs. So he lies to Faile, and he's like, Lord Luke was right. There's less than 1,000 Trollocs and we can hold them up for weeks. I would like you to go to Camelin to get help from Queen Morgase, get some soldiers, and come back. And during that time, we will be safe. He lied to her, and I think Faile knew, but then she kind of played along. Because she's like, okay, I will go, but there's a price to pay. And she's like, I want to get married. And Perrin, without saying anything, is like, yes, I want to get married too. But then apparently in Emond's Field, there's this tradition where you have to like wait 1 year to get married. But Faile was not having any of that. They got married literally in a few hours after that. And I feel like Perrin and Faile are by far the best couple in the whole entire series, by far. Like, no one even comes close to them. Like, I remember at the start of the book, it was like okay, but now they're like top tier. You can't beat them, man. Some of the lines are just so freaking good, bro. Like, in terms of romance, they're actually really good. You can't deny it, man. I feel like they are a really good couple. Anyway, now coming back to Tanchico now. All the girls, including what's it called, Tom and the other dudes, with their help, they are trying to sneak into the Panax Palace. Now, yo, I want to mention one thing, man. Bail Domon is so freaking clutch, bro. This guy has so many soldiers, bro. Like, without Bail Domon, none of this would have been possible. This guy is so freaking clutch. Like, every single time they need him, he's always there. So, yeah, this guy is really clutch, man. So, with his help in specific, and obviously Julian and what's it called, Tom, because them other two, they caused riots because they spread words. Like, Tom was playing what's called Deus Dema, man. He was playing that game. He was spreading words that the Panic was dead, Amathera was dead, and that was slowly starting to build up just before they actually sneaked in. And you know, Bail Domon, yeah, he's very good with his words, man. He was what's called sweet talking his way into the kitchen, I think, or the basement or whatever. And that's where what's it called, Nynaeve, Elaine, and Egayanin, they were all dressed like farmers, and they sneaked in as well. And then once they got into the palace, they changed again to look like servants. So like, I'm telling you, man, without Bail Domon, bro, none of this would have been possible. So big ups to Mr. Domon, bro, big ups. Okay, so they split up into two groups. Nynaeve went by herself, even though her job was harder and Egwene was like, take Egeanin, she was still heartbroken that Egeanin had betrayed them. So she's like, no, I'm gonna go by myself. Anyway, so let's talk about the other two first, because Egeanin and Elaine, their job was to rescue Amyrlin. Now, just before they went in, they heard that someone was channeling. When they opened the door, yo, you see Amyrlin singing there, you see her binded with the one power, and then you see Temail. Like, yo, this is probably the worst Black Archer, bro. Like, I mean, no, the girl who tortured Egwene in the Seanchan camps was probably worse, man. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, she's also up there, man. She's horrible. Until Elaine just destroyed her. Like, it was not even a contest, man. Elaine just absolutely destroyed her with the one power, and she was knocked out unconscious. Now, Amyrlin, she initially thought that all Aes Sedais were like that, but then Elaine reassured her that, you know, they are here to save her. And then that's where Amyrlin was telling them everything, how she was tortured, how even in her dreams she was getting tortured, how this Black Archer was making her eat chilies until she would beg for water. Like, that's wild, bro. That's horrible. That's horrible. And yeah, Amyrlin was also a very difficult person to reason with, because she wanted to get to her guard straight away, until Elaine just, you know, shut her down. Like, Elaine took in charge. Like, she was in charge. She was the future queen of Andor. Like, she took charge, and Amyrlin was on her knees, man. Like, that's it, man. Like, she knew who was the boss. So okay, now let's move on to Nynaeve's part, because Nynaeve, man, she was acting like a duster, man. She got into the room where they had stored the collar, not the collar, the bracelet and the the necklace, and the prison seal for the Dark One's prison. So she was about to take it until a servant came in. Now that servant was Mogadin, and Nynaeve knew when she saw the face, and they just pretty much had a one power battle. It was just air versus air, a bit of water, but mostly air. They were just striking at each other. Nynaeve tried to steal her, Mogadin tried to do the same thing, and Nynaeve was actually scared. Like, she did not want to lose the one power. She felt that, like, I don't know, she felt fear. So, and then that's where Mogadin kind of got a bit too confident, and she started talking to her. And then she was like, oh, you ruined my plan, blah, blah, blah. I should give you to this guy called Rain or something like that. I think this guy's like a Forsaken as well. So it was going crazy. So Nynaeve was like, I need a distraction. So she just falls down and chucks the bracelet at her. And that split second was all Nynaeve needed to get away from Mogadin. But here's the thing though, yeah? Another Black Archer comes in. I think her name is like Jayen or something. She comes in with this town girl that's like a rod. This rod fires bale fire. Like, what the hell, man? Nynaeve actually could have died here. She was not in a good position. You had Mogadin and a Black Archer. On top of that, bale fire that just comes out freely. It's mad, man. Somehow Nynaeve manages to escape this whole situation, because they both disappear. Mogadin in specific was a big one, because Nynaeve had her binded after Mogadin got distracted, and Nynaeve managed to get both the necklace and the bracelet and the Dark One seal in her pocket. So now that's secure. Now when all of them meet up, Elaine and Egeanin were very worried for Nynaeve, because she took a bit too long. Elaine was like, Egeanin was about to go after you, because that's how worried she was. And then Nynaeve was like, oh, thank you. Like, she actually said thank you, man. I'm telling you, man, Egeanin is growing on me, man. And one more thing I want to talk about is how Egeanin likes Bail Domon. She finds him very attractive. Egeanin is hope for us men. No matter how you look, there's always hope. So yeah, bro. Oh man, I mean, I shipped them, man. I shipped them, because she's literally a ship of a captain now. That was lame. That was lame. Bail Domon is also a ship. He also has a ship. And a ship. You know, I'm gonna stop. So yeah, so when Julian came in, he got them to escape. When they got back to the inn, Elaine introduced Amyrlin as Thera. She's like this servant, or like this poor girl. So they want to keep her identity very, very low key for I'm not sure how long, but I feel like now that's a plan going forward. But the main thing here is that Nynaeve does not want to give the bracelet and the necklace to the Aes Sedai. She feels like that the Aes Sedai have their own plans and she does not want to be involved. So she asked Bail Doman to go to the deepest depths of any sea and just to drop it there. So I'm not sure if that's a very good plan, because we know if you guys watch Transformers, yeah, you know how Megatron got retrieved, yeah. So that's not a good plan, man. Eventually, this weapon will get retrieved again. So it is what it is, man. I feel like there's nothing else they could really do because you can't destroy it. I think these materials are made out of quindelium. Okay, coming back to Perrin's point of view now, these white cloaks are just such, oh my god. I'm very, very disappointed with how the white cloaks were portrayed in this book, man. The white cloaks, because honestly I had high hopes for the white cloaks, man. I thought the white cloaks were actually going to do something that's going to shock my mind, but no. But we'll talk about them more in a bit, because the white cloaks, they wanted to leave. They just did not want to aid, the people anymore. And then Perrin was like, how can you do this? You know, you're a coward, blah, blah, blah. Think about the women and the children. And at that time, I was like, Bornhold at least has some sort of dignity inside of him. And I wasn't surprised when he said we stay and we die in the battle. I was like, okay, respect to Bornhold, respect to Bornhold. We'll come back to that in a bit. Anyway, so everyone was getting ready for battle, man. Everyone, even the ladies, man, they were getting ready for battle. Everyone, I feel like you got this vibe that everyone knew that they were gonna lose, but still they wanted to fight. They wanted to defend their town. And yeah, out of nowhere, Trollocs came and attacked every single side of the whole town. They had the north, the south, the east, the west, everywhere. When they first came, they were screaming out Isam, Isam. They were all screaming Isam. And apparently this is like the first time a lot of people heard Trollocs even talk. The last time we heard a Trolloc talk was Narg in book 1. This is the second time we heard Trollocs talk. Anyway, so these Trollocs are literally charging at them, and everyone fought like warriors, man. They had good tactics. They launched the archers first, the catapults, the spears, everything, the stakes, everything. You know, it was like the best they could do. But like I said, they were getting overwhelmed, man. They just did not have that extra number. And yeah, they eventually were falling back. You even had Aram killing Trollocs as well. Now this guy's a killer. We have our first Tinker killer, so that's mad. And then it was just a blood fight, man. It was just going mad, man. And it was not looking good for everyone until this boy, who was apparently Perrin's long distant cousin, he came and told Perrin that apparently the Trollocs ranks have been broken. And when Perrin went there, of course, Fail came in clutch. Like, come on, man. I should have knew she was not gonna leave. Like, Fail would never leave. She brought back extra men from Watch Hill, and also she had hoped that the guy who died earlier had also sent his men as well, which apparently they came from a different town as well. And both of these extra, armies were enough to beat the Trollocs. Like, oh my god, Fail came in clutch. She actually saved the day. She was the MVP of this chapter. Fail was the MVP of this chapter, man. And even Perrin knew straight away. Perrin was like me, bro. Everything that was going on, killing, blood, the only thing he saw was Fail. Only thing he saw was Fail. Even when they came close to each other and Fail was just, doing her normal chitty chat, the only thing he saw was Fail. He just wanted Fail. And then Fail, she kept talking, blah blah blah, and then that's where Perrin was like, I love you. And then they embraced. Like, I'm telling you, man, this is the best couple in the whole entire series by far. No one even comes close to this. It'll be very hard to beat this couple, man. Very, very hard. Okay, we know that Fail saved the day, but the disappointments of the day were the White Cloaks. Bro, these White Cloaks are cowards, bro. Like, you have no idea how disappointed I was. I actually had proper hopes for them. According to Days Conga, these White Cloaks were chilling on the green fields watching, because they just didn't trust Perrin's plan. I mean, look, it makes no sense, bro. You're watching people at war fighting Trollocs. You're watching. You're even watching women taking that step to defend the line, and you're not doing anything. Like, man, all the respect I had for Dane Bornhold is gone. It's all gone. That guy's a coward. That guy is dumb, bro. Stuff that guy, bro. Like, I thought you had something in you, but you're just a idiot. You're stupid, bro. Like, don't even show your face anymore. Like, you're not worthy anymore. You're just dumb. And here's the thing. Here's the worst part. The audacity they had to come after the battle and say, okay, we're gonna arrest you now, Perrin. That was our agreement. Like, what is going in your mind right now? The deal was if you helped them, you would get a free arrest. That was the deal. Even Perrin had told them that was the deal. You did not help us, you can't arrest me. And Bornhold knew that he was right. And so he just said, one day I will get you, Perrin A. Borough. Like, bro, no you're not. You're actually not, bro. You're just a dumb idiot, bro. That's what you are, bro. Oh my god. And then his buyer guy acting like he's some tough shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. You're not going to do anything, man. Just with that stare like, oh yeah, I'm going to mess you up as well. Like, no, you're not going to do anything. Guys, you have no idea how angry I am with these White Cloaks, bro. I had some expectations, man. Like, I thought the White Cloaks will get their moment. Like, they were going to do something, whether if it was evil or bad. Like, this is neither evil or bad. This is just stupidity and cowardness. Like, come on now, bro. Holy moly, like, nah, stuff that, bro, stuff that. So, they ended up leaving, thank the lords, bro. Hopefully, I never see this guy ever again, bro. Now, let's talk about something interesting. Paden Fane, who finally revealed himself as, what's it called, Ordeith. So, this guy, he said something about Isam was the one who sent these Trollocs, but why did he stop? Is Isam like a Forsaken or something? I'm not sure, man. It's quite interesting. So anyway, so Paden Fane has a bunch of men now. Some from the White Cloaks. He even has a Myrddraal in his camp. He wants to go to Tarvellan. I'm not sure what this guy's up to, bro. But he wants to make a stop at Caemlyn first. Yeah, we know that Paden Fane is going to cause some trouble. Like, Paden Fane is a good villain. This is what Bornhold failed to do. Like, even though Paden Fane, he does some messed up shit, is still evil that is intriguing. But cowardness is just something that you can never accept. I don't care, bro. It's just, yeah, you can really tell how much that annoyed me, man. Anyway, so let's move past that. Alright, now, let's talk about the last 2 chapters of the book, because this is set in the Aiel Waste, and it's all Rand, man. It's all Rand. So Rand and his party comes to, Al-Khaedal. We know that the Shadow clan came before them, and we know that women can't negotiate in this part. Normally women, see, this is why I like the Aiel culture. Like, there's boundaries that people respect. Like, women can do that, but men can't do that, and they're both okay with that. Men can't do that, and women can't do that, and they're both okay with that. I respect that, bro. They're not complaining, so. But yeah, anyway, before they actually got to that gathering area, they had this battle song. And I'm like, yo, what's gonna happen now? I feel like people are putting their shufas on. I'm like, yo, like violence is gonna happen, bro. So I was a bit, I just didn't know. I was not sure what's gonna happen. Anyway, remember that girl called Savannah? She had to take the place of, the Shadow. She had to talk on behalf of the Shadow clan, and then she wants to give the spotlight to Couladin, as was predicted before. So Couladin has all the power here for the Shadow clan. Now, Savannah's main argument was Rand was a wetlander, and if a wetlander could speak, that means Couladin has all the right to speak. Now, you cannot speak if you're not a clan chief, and Couladin was not a clan chief, and you can also not, be the Dragon Reborn or blah 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 if you have not been to Rhuidean. These are the conditions which Couladin does not have. So when all of that went into chaos, Couladin claimed himself as the Dragon Reborn, or as the Kaka Khan, or as he who comes with the dawn. Like, bro, you did not come with the dawn. You came with the night, bro. You came with the sunset, bro. You're not the Dragon Reborn, bro. Far around, you're fake. Like, bro, this Couladin guy actually fooled everyone, because everyone started cheering. They were celebrating. And then Rand, he was surprisingly very calm. He was like, yo, what's this guy doing, bro? So he got up calmly. He showed his arms, because Couladin, he tattooed his arm full of dragons. And then Rand, when he showed them, everyone was like, oh, damn. Who the hell do we believe? So then they had to reason out who was the actual dragon, And Rand started off by saying, okay, what have you seen in Rudian? And then Couladin was like, nah, we don't talk about that. It's tradition not to talk about that. We don't speak that. I respect that. He was trying to use everything to his advantage because he had more Aiel knowledge inside of him. But then he does not know that Rand actually knows the entire Aiel history. So he's at a big disadvantage actually in this case. He also kept saying how he wants to take over the wetlands or what's lost for the Aiel people. He was very aggressive with his point of view. And then slowly Rand was asking more questions until he got to the Tinker's part, bro. He was like to everyone heard this. He was like to everyone, I know that in the Aiel history that we used to be like the Tinkers and that we used to also follow the way of the leaf. And that kind of confirmed that he is the Dragon Reborn from the other elders because they all been to Rudian as well. And Couladin, since he doesn't know that because he's never been to Rudian, he's a fraud. He was like, nah, see, he's lying. Us Aiel, we're ruthless. We would never do that, blah, blah. And then that's when every single clan leader was like, Rand is the Kaka Khan. Everyone was like, Rand is the Kaka Khan. And then Couladin, he was like, damn, I messed up. The only thing he can do is just kill Rand. So he got a spear, went and tried to attack Rand until, one of his maidens came and blocked that attack. I think her name was Adolin or something. She got injured as well. So everywhere was chaos. Everyone was fighting. It just went nuts, bro. Everything was mad. And Rand was like, I have to stop this somehow. And then he knew that it has not rained in the Aiel Waste for years, man. Or probably never has in a very long time. So he used the one power to alter the weather and it started to rain. I'm telling you, like, yo, that's actually wild, bro. You can do that with the one power? Like, you must be very strong to just alter the weather and make it rain in a place where it never rains. And that kind of like stunned everyone for a bit until Lanfear comes. I don't know what she did. I think she kind of shielded Rand from everything. I don't know if people saw that happen. It wasn't very specific. Or did Lanfear take Rand to a different location? Or did Rand take Lanfear to a different location? This part was very confusing. I think from here onwards until later onwards, it was kind of, I was a bit confused on what was kind of happening. So anyway, the reason why Lanfear came, because she was very annoyed because apparently Rand was just messing up her plan, and yeah, Lanfear was just not having it at all. But like, Rand expected her arrival. Rand knew that she was gonna come, and then Rand also knew that she had like a sidekick, because back in the dream there was a man, right? The man he saw in the dream. So Rand was like, where is he now? Okay, where is this guy? This guy's name is Asmodin. That's his name, and he's also one of the Forsaken. And then Rand somehow knew that he's in Ruiden, so he opened like this gate to Ruiden, and he just left Lanfear there. Now, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, this is an honest review. This fight between Rand and Asmodin was not particularly my favorite thing. I felt like it was very wacky. It was very hard to follow. It was very random. There was no particular build up to this fight. We know nothing of this Forsaken. Like, I just didn't care, if I'm being honest with you. Like, back then, when you hear the word Forsaken, you'd get hyped up. But this guy, like, it was very, like I said, it was very wacky. Like, everything just, it was all over the place, man. Like, yeah, it was cool, like, how they were fighting with the one power. Some of the action scenes, in my mind, seemed cool. Like, they were both using fire, lightning, and all that stuff in Ruiden. And I liked how the setting was in Ruiden. But it just, I'll be honest with you, I just did not like it that much. It was very average. Like, the main problem with this is just there was not that much build up to this character Asmodin. There was not that much build up to this guy's character. That was my main problem. So ideally, I just didn't care. I feel like, for me, if you want a good villain, you would have to make the villain interesting, and this guy just was not interesting at all. So anyway, so let's actually talk about actual stories, yeah? So like I said, he went to Ruiden. He had a very evenly match. He was very evenly matched up with this guy. And before Rand actually took this fight, he saw black threads coming out of him, and we later find out that these threads are the threads that link them to the Dark One himself. So that's how, I think it was mentioned in book 1 how men don't go mad because the Dark One protects them from going mad. So yeah, ultimately Rand's plan was to slice down these threads. Now, before they actually did that, they fought, like I said, evenly matched. They managed to find this Angriel, This part was also very wacky and confusing, bro. They both managed to get a hold of this Tangriel, and somehow they were in Camelin, or not Camelin, Kyrian, where those massive Sangreals were, and then they both were using 50-50 of his power. And like I said, it was very evenly matched, but luckily Rand had that Ungrill in his pocket, the fat man with the sword. He used a little bit of his power. With one hand, he managed to make a light knife, a sword made out of light. That's how he cut off the black threads. And then yeah, this apparently like took Asmodin out, bro. He was done, bro. He was released from the Dark One, man. And he was screaming, he was in so much pain. And before he even got released, Rand, before he cut the thingy, he saw two versions of this guy split and come back. I'm not sure what that exactly meant. I think he split the dark personality maybe, or something like that. Because later onwards, this guy, we get to find out that he is Rand's teacher. I also want to mention one thing. This dude, he took the form of one of the peddlers, Natail, I think that's his name. And Lanfear, she took the form of... bro, this part's confusing, bro. I think she took the form of Kail, but then she also said that she would never take a form of a fat lady. So I think, did she take the form of Kail or Essandre? Bro, like I said, bro, this part is so wacky, bro. Anyway, so when Lanfear actually comes after the two men finish the fight, Rand obviously being victorious, Lanfear was like to Rand, okay, now you've felt the power of that Sarangrill, we can now rule together. Like, you know the power now, we can defeat the Dark One, blah blah blah. And then Rand was like, come on now, I literally cut the connection of a Forsaken to a Dark One. And then that kind of shocked Lanfear. Lanfear was like, I didn't know that was possible. But then Lanfear was like, okay, I'll tell every other Forsaken that this Asmodin guy took sides with you. And Asmodin was like, no, I'm still with the Dark Lord, blah blah blah. He did not want to accept it, bro. But then Rand was like, as long as I have him as a teacher who's not aided to the Dark One, I'm all good. And then Lanfear was like, okay, you better learn quick because we are going to rule the world together. I also want to mention one thing. This other guy, he mentioned Lanfear's real name, Moraine, and that pissed Lanfear off. Lanfear literally was about to kill this guy until I think Rand used Balefire, bro. I think Rand used Balefire to kind of separate them. And then Lanfear revealed that she was one of the two girls, either Essandre or Kail, that had been what's called spying on Rand. And like I said, she did say, tell Rand to learn as quick as possible because, you know, times are going to get interesting. So at the end, Rand and this guy who will now be known as Javine, is it Javine Natail? He'll now be Rand's personal peddler going forward. I feel like he still has time to build his character from now on, but it's just that introduction of this fight was just not my thing. Now, ending the thing on a high though, let's end this on a high. When he came back, everyone was waiting for Rand, bro, because bro, he still has 3/4 of the Aiel still there, man. The Shadow, by no surprise, left. There's one more other clan left, but everyone else is staying, bro. Everyone is ready to follow Rand. He has his Maidens of the Spears. He has Avienda still by his side. Moraine, everyone, they are very excited to see what is next. Because now Lan is the Kaka Khan. He now has his army, his personal army, the people of the dragon. Now that is confirmed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the end of The Shadow Rising. Now this book, if you look back from start to finish, it's so good, man. Like, it felt like I was reading 3 different books at once, done so well. Perrin's story was amazing. Rand's story from start to finish was amazing. Matt also had, even though he didn't get that much page time, every time I did, he had some amazing moments. I feel like his moments in Ruiden was very interesting as well. And then you had the Tanchiko part, which was also very entertaining. This book has barely any flaws. The only flaw, like I said, is just the last chapter. At the first half of the last chapter, I just was not the biggest fan. And the first chapter of the book, where it was like a recap, I was not the biggest fan. And also, the White Cloaks. I felt like Robert Jordan could have done a bit better with the White Cloaks, man. I was very hyped up for the White Cloaks, man. I don't know why. I was just left very disappointed, man. Like, I even gave a full-on rant on the White Cloaks. So, But other than that, other than those 3 cons that I have, everything was freaking awesome, bro. I feel like Perrin's story in specific was the highlight of this book. For me, this is Perrin's book, man. This guy absolutely stole the show. Rand at the start of the book was amazing. Rand at the end of the book was also spectacular. It was a very good book. If I was to give this book a rating out of 10, I would give this a 9.1 out of 10. A 9.1 out of 10, man. It was so good, man. I'm so happy I read this book, man. And I cannot wait to read the next book. So, wow. We're going to update our top 10 character list, man. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to be so super controversial. You guys are going to be shocked. Very shocked. And also, what's it called? Like I said, I'm going to upload a second part to the Ruden testing. I feel like there's more to explore in the test of Ruden. And also, if you guys want, I want to go live to talk about the Wheel of Time so far. I feel like I've got a lot of questions so far on the Shadow Rising in specific. So we can all gather up, talk about some Wheel of Time, and have a good time. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, man. It's getting lit, man. And of course, if you have any thoughts in your mind, leave it down in the comment section below. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye.